not just a team. No guts, no glory. Live your fantasy dreams.
No guts, no glory. Dynasty domain. Crew is too skunk to make. We own this game. Kramer, Howard, Dr. Swank, rosters on fire. Flying V, Eddie Bantam, take your empires higher. Joe Mama, Chino, C, Green, champions uniting. No guts, no glory, territory. We reign supreme tonight.
Draft nights live, snake pick heat. Rookies rising, every selection's elite. Flexing QBs up front, wide receivers cash, big checks. Bench studs, prime debt, diamonds with spec. Trade block blazing, flip picks for the crown. Every move precise, no chance we back down. Waiver wire Wednesday, scoop sleepers unseen. Hold strong, watch this talent machine. Dynasty blueprints lock, legends in the making. Season after season, no faking or mistaking. No kickers, no defense, pure offense, pure thrill. And no guts, no glory, only winners fit the bill. No guts, no glory, Dynasty domain. Crew is too skunk to make, we own this game. Kramer, Howard, Dr. Swank, rosters on fire. Flying V, Eddie Bantam, take your empires higher. Joe Mama, Chino, C, Green, champions uniting. No guts, no glory, territory, we reign supreme tonight. Keepers locked down, future Hall of Famers rise. PPR finesse, milestone bonuses, surprise. TD dance parties when our studs hit the zone. League safe, secure, watch those prize checks roll home. Discord buzzing, strategy on demand. No guts, no glory, we always stand. Doubters talk noise, they don't know our hustle. Stacking young studs, turning potential into muscle. From rookie breath, fresh to vet, season prime. Our legacy's written one draft pick at a time. No guts, no glory, Dynasty domain. Crew is too skunk to make, we own this game. Kramer, Howard, Dr. Swank, rosters on fire. Flying V, Eddie Bantam, take your empires higher. Joe Mama, Chino, C, Green, champions uniting. No guts, no glory, territory, we reign supreme tonight.
Yo, Lord Skunk, respect the crown. Signing off to build that legacy.
Come on,
Look, draft day ready, let's go, no stress. Lost Skunk leagues for the redraft best. Only $5, bring your crew in 5. Snake draft style, it's a fantasy ride. Dynasty baller, the next big wave. Draft your team and let it play. Best ball format, no moves to chase, just draft, relax, and win the race. Look, draft day ready, let's go, no stress. Lost Skunk leagues for the redraft best. Only $5, bring your crew in 5. Snake draft style, it's a fantasy ride. Dynasty baller, the next big wave. Draft your team and let it play. Best ball format, no moves to chase, just draft, relax, and win the race.
Superflex heat, it's an all-out game. Quarterbacks, wideouts, bring your name. 3 wide, 2 backs, 2 flex and play. No kickers, no D, just points all day. Every week got a payout prize. $1 high score, open your eyes. 30 to the champ, runner-up gets 10. Play 1 or 10, we draft again and again. Head to the site, lordskunk.com. Join the league, get your fantasy on. League safe, secure, $5 and done. Draft nights, lit, stream live for fun.
Don't draft day ready, let's go, no stress. Lord Skunk leagues for the redraft best. Only $5, bring your crew in 5. Snake draft style is a fantasy ride. Dynasty baller, the next big wave. Draft your team and let it play. Best ball format, no moves to chase, just draft, relax, and win the race. Dynasty baller, it's the long game path. Build your team, make it last. 20 spots, 10 start, 10 stash. No trades, no bids, no waiver dash. Lock it, kickoff, set and go. Sleeper runs and just watch the show. Top scorers rise, no lineups to fix, just pure results from your drafted picks. Next spring, rookies enter the ring. 4 rounds deep, you reload your team. Year by year, it only gets better. Legacy mode like a fantasy letter. Go to dynastyballer.com. Secure your spot before it's gone. $20 buy-in, payouts legit. Join today, let's build that grit. Join Skunk live on the stream, let's go. YouTube, Twitch, and the Kick Show. Subscribe now to the Lord Skunk. Draft nights lit and the streams are fun. Discord chat for every league. Redraft or dynasty, find your speed. Community strong, we rise and shine. Fantasy fam, now's your time. Name draft day ready, let's go, no stress. Lord Skunk leagues for the redraft best. Only $5, bring your crew in 5. Snake draft style is a fantasy ride. Dynasty baller, the next big wave. Draft your team and let it play. Best ball format, no moves to chase, just draft, relax, and win the race.
Head to lordskunk.com or dynastyballer.com today. Pick your path, redraft or dynasty. Join the league, watch draft live, and become a part of the movement.
Here we are. Oh, yes, it's me, the one and only Skunky D. Here we are, Trade Talk Tuesday, second episode. Last week was our inaugural first Trade Talk Tuesday. I think it went pretty well. I'm excited to get into some of the trade talks that we have. So, just so everybody knows, sometimes I can't be on 24 hours a day, 7 days a week doing a live stream. So, sometimes I'll replay some of the content, I'll replay some of those live streams on the various platforms. So those of you who missed it live still get a chance to kind of get that live experience. A lot of you ask questions, and I'm glad that you do, and I encourage you to continue to do that. We keep a log of all those questions, so you're not just saying that out into the world and nobody's there to see it. We address those on Tuesday, every Tuesday, right here, 10 p.m. Eastern Time is what we shoot for. That is 7 p.m. Pacific. And we're going to get on here. We're going to talk about the No Guts, No Glory. We're going to look at what the trades have happened so far in our flagship Dynasty League. We're going to talk about the NFL news. And there's some other, topics that we'll discuss and we'll go over. So just a quick rundown of what I have for the show right now. Let me pull up my notes here. We're going to go over first. We're going to start with the fresh fantasy news flash. We're going to check in with that. We're going to talk about the LordSkunk.com leagues. Of course, we got those. We have some of those that just kicked off. We got one drafting in 2 days. We'll be live drafting here on YouTube, Twitch, X, Facebook, and Kick. So we'll be on all those platforms. And then, of course, we have all of our short form content as well on TikTok, Instagram, Threads. I think we're on everything. We were just talking earlier. We just had our No Guts, No Glory monthly manager meeting. I think I said I'm on every single platform except Pinterest. So who knows? Maybe there'll be a Pinterest coming soon. We'll see. If you guys demand it, maybe we'll do it. But we're also going to be looking at the top NFL coaching moves and fantasy impacts. We got some really good stuff there to deep dive into. We got the No Guts, No Glory Dynasty recap and process trades analysis. We're going to talk about that. We're going to look at the power rankings for No Guts, No Glory. We got some awesome news, of course. We told you last week we launched dynastyballer.com. We'll talk a little bit more about that. And then we got the Ask Skunk Q&A. All your trade questions, all the trade questions that you have asked over the live streams at Discord. You can go on X and use hashtag Ask Skunk a question, and I'll be glad to answer that here on the live show. Hopefully, we'll be having some guests coming up very soon. We got some of our No Guts, No Glory managers that are interested in coming on and providing their input and their analysis with you as well. And then we'll wrap everything up. So to kick us off, let's talk about that fresh fantasy news flash. We got 5 stories that I think are going to kind of impact Redraft Dynasty. They have some type of impact potentially on Superflex, tight end premium leagues. There'll be a little bit there, so we'll talk about that. My first one I want to kick off with is a big shout out to Flying V. He's still trying to get Dak Prescott from me. Guys, I've been planning and scheming this from the very beginning that I was going to swipe Dak. I think Dak is going to be amazing this year. I think he's got the right pieces. We'll talk a little bit more about that. We'll deep dive into that. But I made sure that I got him in No Guts, No Glory. I picked him up in a couple of my LordSkunk.com leagues. Dak is back, baby. Dak is back. So just a quick update. Here's the headline. Dak Prescott full go at training camp. 100% full go. Prescott, after his hamstring surgery last fall, declares he's fully healed and will participate in every practice. He is ready to go. Okay, so here's the fantasy impact. Redraft eliminates the injury risk. Draft him confidently as a top 8 quarterback. I really feel that. I think he's going to be there. We'll talk about his pieces in a minute. Dynasty Superflex. His restored rushing mobility boost floor and ceiling. He's a locked-in QB1, no doubt about it. He has CeeDee Lamb, as we know, one of the top wide receivers in the game, if not the top wide receiver in the game. If Dak's healthy, I think he can be. Now, he also upgraded. He's got Pickens as well, so we got Pickens coming in there that he will be able to have on the other side. We got Jadon Blue. We'll see what he can do. I know he's a rookie, but a lot of people are hyping him up. So we'll see. I think all the pieces are in place right now for Dak to finally. Listen, if this is the year that Dak, if he can't do it this year, I don't know what year he's going to do it. Okay, so it's going to be the year of Dak, I think, or the year that we're all just going to say, okay, we're 100% out on him. But I don't think that's going to be the case. I really think he's going to be great. He'll be a top QB1 in there. So lock him in if you're drafting, and if you're trading, you need to understand what his trade value is. So in a dynasty super flex league or another style, you can do redraft potentially super flex league. Dak is equivalent to a pretty. I mean, I wouldn't say he's equivalent to a Jahmyr Gibbs or a Bijan, but he's definitely equivalent to a CMC. He's definitely equivalent to potentially, somewhere kind of in that. I don't even know if I would say Saquon. You might need to add a little bit of juice there. I might even say juice him a little bit with CMC, just a kicker, throw in maybe a second or a third round kicker just to make somebody feel good. But I honestly feel you could, if you got somebody that you could trade 1-for-1, Dak for CMC, that's a fair trade. I really honestly think it is. All the different trade calculators I've used say that that's the case. But people seem to forget that they think that these running backs are that powerful in a dynasty superflex or a superflex league just in general. Even tight end premium running backs are not, they're not getting the bonus, right? So the wide receiver is going to get the bonus, and then the tight end typically gets the bigger bonus. So I think that's definitely the case. But keep an eye on Dak. Let's see what happens. Darren Waller is back. Wow, he's back. So he's out of retirement. So he's traded to Miami after unretiring. So he retired. Now he's unretiring. So Waller comes out of retirement and is acquired by Miami for a 2026 round pick. That is obviously after the Jonnu Smith trade. We'll talk a little bit more about that here in a minute. But he's back. Waller's back. He's unretired now. So what does this mean? What's the fantasy impact of this for redraft? So he steps in as Miami's tight end 1. Stream him if your starter's hurt, right? Get him in there. We had to do that last year with Jonnu Smith. I thought Jonnu Smith was a sneaky pick last year. I think he could have been a sneaky pick this year if he would have maintained this role that Waller's in. Now that he's with Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers, not so much. We'll talk more about that in the next segment here coming up. But I say yes, definitely grab him in redraft if you need a bye week or somebody gets hurt, or hey, you just want to put a stash. If you got room on your bench and you want to stick a tight end on there, I don't recommend that in redraft. I really don't recommend carrying dead weight. If it's not super flex, don't carry an extra quarterback. Don't carry an extra tight end if you don't have to, especially if you're still in those old school leagues running kicker and defense. Never run a spare kicker or spare defense. Always keep that for your high-powered wide receiver and tight ends. Wide receiver and running backs. If it is tight end premium, maybe you could justify having a backup, but I still wouldn't do that. There's enough people out there. You'll be fine to be able to do it, especially in redraft. If it's not tight end premium, do not carry a backup tight end. There's no reason for you to do that. But if somebody gets hurt and you stream, somebody's got a bye week, yes, grab him, put him on there. Dynasty tight end premium. Target share spikes. His name value is hot right now, so consider flipping him for multiple mid-round picks before camp. You can use it as trade bait or something like that. Kind of throw in as a kicker, kind of like what we said, right? So if you had Dak and you wanted to trade for CMC or somebody kind of like around that tier, you could take Dak, throw in Waller, who really probably honestly to you is kind of a throwaway pick. You could package Dak, Waller, and then potentially CMC. I mean, if they really wanted to, you could maybe stretch like a third round, 2026 or something like that. I don't think you'd have to do that. I wouldn't necessarily recommend doing that. But if it would seal the deal, you could. Okay. Let's look at then the next, right? So Dolphins, Steelers, blockbuster swap, right? Miami acquires safety Minkah Fitzpatrick. Pittsburgh receives Jalen Ramsey, another Jalen. So they have 3 Jalens, right? They have Jalen Wright, Jalen. I can't remember the other Jalen, and then Jalen Ramsey, right? So they got rid of one of their Jalens now, so they're down at Jalen, and they also got rid of tight end Jonnu Smith, who as I said, I thought could have been a good sneaky pick. I thought about maybe in a couple of my leagues if he fell to me and he was available and I needed a tight end, I could have picked him up. Now, no. So fantasy impact, if you do run a league with defenses, Miami D, Fitzpatrick is an upgrade to the secondary. It creates more 3 and outs, short field boost to his efficiency in redraft. Potentially could be good there. I don't run any leagues with a defense or a kicker anymore. I don't do any grandpa leagues. But if you're in a grandpa league, yeah, okay, that might have some help there. Pittsburgh offense, right? So Smith becomes tight end 1. He's expected 8 to 10 targets a week in RPO packages. Pickens, who's now gone, you don't have to worry about him. And then Freiermuth, is kind of in there. So I think Jonnu is going to definitely take away from Freiermuth, who Freiermuth kind of was hit or miss last year anyways. So it could be good. Or maybe they can play off each other. Maybe, with Aaron Rodgers kind of where he's at, age-wise, and kind of where he's at with this new offense. This is a new team for him. Maybe they kind of do, 2 tight end sets and just try to, dig and duck the ball down, not these big passes, which we've seen him do in the past. He doesn't really have a deep threat, right? He's got DK Metcalf. That's about it. They did get rid of Pickens. So very interesting to see how it will all come to fruition there. But I'm not touching Steelers defense. I mean, maybe would I take a flyer on Caleb Johnson if the opportunity came up, maybe. But other than that, I'm really kind of stepping back from anybody in that Pittsburgh. Miami, again, maybe it's a little bit of an upgrade for them, so we'll see what that does for them, what that does for Tua, what that does for Tyreek Hill, what that does for the running backs there, HN. So we'll see. Aaron Rodgers announces NFL final season, so kind of staying on the NFL, or it's kind of staying on the Aaron Rodgers trend here. Rodgers tells the Pat McAfee show that 2025 will be his swan song, so this is it for him. He remains, a quarterback that, some of these super flex leagues, you need a backup. He did okay last year. I think he's going to do worse here. He just doesn't have the firepower. I don't think this is the same offense. This is kind of more of a run heavier offense. But hey, he could be a backup. I think I picked him up in a couple of my leagues or plan on picking him up. I think I ended up with him. I think I ended up with Kirk Cousins in a couple. So, he could be there. He could do something. He could at least get you some points rather than having 0 right in the slot. It could get you. As far as Dynasty is concerned, he has 0 multi-year value, obviously, right? 0 value, right? So avoid investing in draft capital beyond this year. If you need to pick him up, I wouldn't invest too much in him. He's not going to be worth a ton. Again, he's just going to fill in a bye week or two, or maybe somebody gets hurt. Well, God forbid, if that's your only backup, you're in trouble. I would look at making a move quickly. And then to kind of wrap up the news here, Cam Akers joins the Saints on a 1-year deal. So after a minicamp tryout, Akers inks a 1-year contract with New Orleans. Late round handcuff behind Alvin Kamara, maybe. You can stream him in deeper formats if Kamara gets dinged up. Dynasty, monitor snap share. If Kamara is traded or hurt or whatever could happen there, that it's kind of a lot is up in the air right now with the Saints. We'll see what happens. So he could be a sneaky high ceiling breakout. We don't know. Let's see what happens. So let's keep an eye on him. Definitely monitor that situation. Real quick, we do have the WarSkunk.com League Spotlight. We do have that coming up. A draft coming up this Thursday. We have a couple more spots available in the leagues that are available now. We may have some more leagues as we get closer through the preseason here, kind of get through the summer into the fall. But right now, we have a few spots left, so make sure you jump in there. And if you don't know, now you do.
Yo, it's your boy Draft Monster on the mic, repping my home dog, Lord Skunk. We taking over fantasy football, $5 at a time. I'm the $5 baller, stacking rosters like a scholar. Yahoo the sleeper, every pick makes you holler. Super flex, no kicker or DST. Deep bench like Dynasty. $5 to ride. NFL glory, this is Lord Skunk's Odyssey. Step in my draft room, snake style, drop that beat. 12 teams, 1 mission, built that elite fleet. I lock QBs, RB cows, breaking every chain. 3 wideouts, tight end locked in, flex game insane. Deep bench, plug and play, waiver wars every Wednesday. Big play bonuses, lighten up your Sunday. Half point PPR, 6-point TD buffet. I craft champions while y'all just play. Got my back, $5 in the pot. Champions, cash floods, runner up, take your shot. Points champ, pockets weekly, high score on lock. Yahoo Tuesday, stream, sleeper Thursday, non-stop. I'm the $5 baller, stacking rosters like a scholar. Yahoo the sleeper, every pick makes you holler. Super flex, no kicker or DST. Deep bench like Dynasty. $5 to ride. NFL glory, this is Lord Skunk's Odyssey. When I hit the stream, my pick calls like the screen. Running fantasy plays like you never seen. Discord chat buzzing, trade block popping loud. My community's tight, this league's proud and loud. Cash raining fast, payout slick and clean. 30 for the champion, 10 for the dream team, 6 for points boss. Weekly high score green, every matchup's fire. Live that fantasy dream. From the to the modem, we connect worldwide. NFL passion, fantasy action, ride or die. Red draft, rookie or dynasty vet, come on inside. LordSkunk.com, where legends thrive. I'm the $5 baller, stacking rosters like a scholar. Yahoo the sleeper, every pick makes you holler. Super flex, no kicker or DST. Deep bench like Dynasty. $5 to ride. NFL glory, this is Lord Skunk's Odyssey. That's the anthem. Now it's your move. Join the $5 leagues at LordSkunk.com and build your dynasty.
And we're back. Welcome back. Let's jump into the top NFL coaching moves and fantasy impact. So these are 5 hires that will reshape fantasy value. Let me give you the full breakdown. Ben Johnson obviously is going to the Chicago Bears as the head coach. His scheme is an RPO, heavy, high tempo. Detroit's offense ranked 3rd in pass rate under Johnson. So the immediate impact is going to be a quarterback, Caleb Williams, rushing upside rockets. Skyrockets there, project 600 plus rush yards. 600 plus rush yards. I'm going to repeat that. 600 plus rush yards from Caleb Williams. Here we go, baby. Wide receiver DJ Moore locked in 25% plus team target share. Wide receiver 1 upside. That's why I locked him in. That's why when everybody said in the round that I selected DJ Moore, they said, oh, you got to go running back. You got to go running back. Skunk has to go running back in the no guts, no glory. I said, no way. The best man on the board is DJ Moore, and we locked in DJ Moore. We took the gamble. We took the risk. We wanted Pacheco. We came back around, and we got Pacheco. So all good, baby. We got DJ Moore and Pacheco. Running back Khalil Herbert should see 30% snaps and passing downs, bumping PPR values. So that's somebody to keep an eye on, Khalil Herbert for sure. Let's talk about Kellen Moore going over to the New Orleans Saints. He's the head coach. Downfield passing attack, average 34 attempts a game in Dallas. Rookie Tyler Shuck sees 30 plus dropbacks a week. Super flex floor. Again, just picked up Tyler Shuck in several of my leagues. We do have him. I think there could be something there. This new coach might go in there and be able to do some damage. Chris Olave is a wide receiver. Deep target share climbs to 20%. Wide receiver 1, redraft upside, and dynasty core piece. Let's see what we can do here with Olave. Wide receiver Raheed Shaheed emerges as deep ball specialist, target in late redraft rounds for sure. Number 3 here, Liam Cohn goes to Jacksonville Jaguars. He is the head coach there. He's going to be the pass game guru. He's going to be Trevor Lawrence's resurrection piece. Trevor Lawrence has not lived up to his potential. I say Liam Cohen is one of the quarterback whisperers of the league. Look what he did for Baker. He did a great job there in Tampa. And here we go in Jax. So Trevor Lawrence, A-dot jumps from 7.8 to 9.5. We got a much higher ceiling for T-Law. Again, that's why I have T-Law in the no guts, no glory, and I got him in a couple of other leagues. Definitely target T-Law. You can get him a little bit later than some of these other guys. Go ahead and if you can, grab another wide receiver or running back ahead of him and let go of some of these other higher rated quarterbacks and pick up that sneaky T-Law pick. Wide receiver, tight end. So Christian Kirk is gone. Evan Ingram, gone. So we got some real opportunity here for some of these other guys. Who do we have there? Now that these guys are gone, who do we have? Right, we have 2 amazing. Well, I would still consider them kind of rookies, right? So you got, oh my goodness, can't think of the name now. Brian Thomas Jr., right? Brian Thomas Jr., you got Hunter there. So let's see what's going to happen, right? There could be some real damage there. And then I believe the tight end, they got Strange is there. Britton Strange, I think, is there. And they got another good one, too. I just picked up. I can't remember which one it is, but but there's so many. But Brian Thomas Jr. is going to win early snaps in 3 wide receiver set, so that's really good for him. Chip Kelly going to the Las Vegas, I almost said LA Raiders, Las Vegas Raiders offensive coordinator. Pace is space. So Kelly's Oregon offense ran 76 plays a game. So we got some really good options here. Obviously, we got Gianti in there for running back. This should be some really good opportunities for him. Our wide receivers there, we still got Jacoby Myers, we still got Jack Betch, who is brought in. So these guys could really move up now. I think under the right schemes here, they're going to be putting in. We got Brock Bowers, we got Michael Mayer, of course. Michael Mayer, he was not the rookie that everybody talked about last year from the Raiders, right? But he has a chance, I think, this year. This is his 3rd year, I believe. Notre Dame guy, too, go Irish. He could have a breakout finally and do a little bit of damage alongside of Brock. So I think Brock is going to kind of level out. I know a lot of people are really high on him and they're drafting him high. I think that's a mistake. I think Brock is going to level out a little bit. So his draft, where he's being drafted, is way too high. I think that there's going to be some regression there for sure. And then lastly, Matt Canada going to Pittsburgh Steelers. Early down, run bias. His past teams ran 52% of early downs. So we're going to see, obviously some uptick there. We got Caleb Johnson there. We'll see a rookie, what he can do. Aaron Rodgers is there. We got to see what kind of Aaron Rodgers we're going to get. They don't really have a ton of weapons around him. Pickens is gone, right? So, we got DK Metcalf and Freiermuth. They did pick up John Smith, so we'll see. Maybe they can do something there. But there should be some activity for sure. There is maybe some light at the end of that tunnel. I just got to wait and see. I'm not 100% bought in on that one yet. And then No Guts, No Glory, just so you guys know, I want to move into this segment. No Guts, No Glory is our flagship Dynasty League startup this year. It's 12 teams, $100 buy-in, super flex, tight end premium. We saw 4 completed trades this week. I want to give you the full rundown on that. We saw last week, if you watched the last episode, there was a blockbuster 3-team trade. First time anybody in our league has experienced a 3-way trade amongst 3 teams. So that was pretty cool. But right now, Flying V is in all these trades. He's like the number one trading person here in the league. Now, we'll talk a little bit about what these trades are and how they pan out. But let's start with Trade A. So Trade A, I think I can share this too on the screen so we can kind of get a visual. Let's see if I can pull this up. So Trade A is going to be with, let's do the Mick. And so this is Mick and Joe Mama. So Mick and Joe Mama did Darren. So we talked about Darren Waller. So Darren Waller goes for Jordan Watkins. Not a huge mega trade there, right? We're trading a tight end. Mick's gaining a tight end in Darren Waller. He's losing Brashard Smith, who's that rookie. That guy's been passed around our league like crazy. Let me move this around real quick so you guys can see. There we go. He's getting passed around our league like crazy now. This guy and James Cook are getting passed around by everybody. And Joe Mama's going to get Jordan Watkins, and he's going to give up Montrell Johnston. So there you go. I mean, not a crazy blockbuster wild trade. And then it was funny because then they dropped Brashard Smith, and then Eddie Haas spent $526. He's been over half his fab to pick up Brashard Smith. So, okay, interesting. So we're seeing some action there. Let's go down to the next one. The next one is going to be after the 4th of July. 4th of July, we started kicking off like crazy. Let's find the Will Howard trade. I got a little bit of notes I put in here. So here we go. So trade A, Will Howard for a 2026 round 2nd pick. So analysis or Flying V trades Will Howard, Pittsburgh quarterback. He's kind of banking, I guess, on the fact that Aaron Rodgers might go down. To Banson for a 2026 2nd round pick. Howard is quarterback 3-4, maybe could be quarterback 2. If something happens to Aaron Rodgers in Pittsburgh, flipping him into a premium rookie capital is smart. So a 2nd rounder often that's a top 20 dynasty asset. So It converts a fringe quarterback. Banson converts a fringe quarterback into valuable draft capital. So I think he did good. If something happens to Aaron Rodgers, are they going to put Will Howard in there? I don't know. And maybe they're trying to get somebody, maybe like a Kirk Cousins or somebody. Who knows? I mean, it's the NFL, right? Crazier things have happened. And then we move on to the Flying V mega deal. Here's a mega deal he did. Where we did Neal, Pollard, and Rogers for Smith and Pickens. So Flying V receives Devin Neal, running back New Orleans, Tony Pollard, running back Tennessee, and Aaron Rodgers, quarterback Pitt. So now he got rid of Will Howard. Now he goes back and picks up Aaron Rodgers. So this must have been his master plan all along, right? Was to get the starting quarterback of Pittsburgh. Okay, and then Cruz is going to receive Geno Smith and George Pickens. Okay, so good little flip here of people. Flying V shores up as running back 2, flex, and quarterback 1. Ideal for a title run. Pollard remains a solid flex. Neal offers handcuff upside. Rogers, he could be. I don't know if he would be, a top 10, top 20 quarterback. He has the potential to be. So if you can get him under the top 20, that's pretty good. Pretty good little pickup there. And then Cruz locks in a stable superflex quarterback. A young wide receiver 2 with high dynasty upside and core pieces for the future. So short-term edge, I'm going to give to Flying V. Long-term edge, I'm going to give to Cruz on this one. And then the next one is Flying V again. Imagine that. Let's go find it. Scroll down here. Here we go. So we got a Milrow, Cup, Stevenson in 2027 fourth for Pollard, White, Tucker in 2027 second. So again, here we go. Pollard, James Cook, Burchard from KC are all kind of getting passed around right now. So Flying V is going to receive Jalen Milrow, quarterback Seattle. So he's going to be backing up Sam Darnold there. Cooper Kupp, wide receiver Seattle. Ramondre Stevenson, running back New England, and a 2027 fourth round pick. Kramer is going to receive Tony Pollard, running back Tennessee. And then he's going to get Rashad White, Sean Tucker, both running backs for Tampa Bay. And then a 2027 second round pick. My analysis on this one is going to be, hey, Flying V picks up weekly starters in Kupp and Stevenson and a quarterback 2 with some upside, in Milrow. We'll see. And then Kramer restocks youthful running back depth and secures a valuable second rounder for a rebuild. So the winner, I'm going to say contender. If you're going contender status, Flying V, he's definitely trying to contend this year for sure. And then rebuilder Kramer. I think Kramer's pretty good on the power rankings too, which we'll take a quick peek at that. So I think they're that Kramer could also say, hey, I can sacrifice a little bit and still build towards the future while contending this year. And then finally, our last one is going to be a Braylon Allen, Pat Bryant swap between Kramer. He's going to receive Pat Bryant, wide receiver from Denver. Banson is going to receive Braylon Allen, running back from New York Jets. So analysis here, I think Bryant steps into a high-volume passing offense, immediate redraft flex value. This isn't redraft, though. Allen's 3-down skills in New York offers true dynasty upside if he carves out a role. That's if he can, right? So out of the 3 last year, everybody thought Breece Hall, right? Drafting him pretty high. Still drafting him pretty high. Then you had Braylon Allen, who was his backup, but then the backup to the backup was Isaiah Davis. And Isaiah Davis actually, out of the 3, looked probably like the best, like the most efficient one. So we'll have to wait and see how it goes. I don't think they would trade Breece, but maybe they could trade Braylon Allen. I don't know. We'll see what happens. If they do that, then obviously Isaiah Davis skyrockets, and Braylon could have some value too, going to another team. I don't think they would trade Breece Hall. They could. It's the NFL. Anything could happen. We'll have to wait and see. But here's the edge. I think, if this was a redraft league and we're just kind of throwing in a flex, Banson would have won that, but this isn't. So this is Dynasty. So I think Kramer won that one. So yeah, there's that. So let's dig into a couple of recaps from the first week of trades. Again, we had that 3-team blockbuster between Flying V, Cruz, and Eddie Ha. That was a first for us. So if you've never seen that, if you didn't see the recap on that, I recommend you go look at the first Tuesday trade talks that we just did last week. Take a peek at that. It's pretty interesting to see that breakdown. So they aligned, different asset types. They got veteran certainty for picks, youth. So it's very interesting kind of how they broke all that down. I think it remains to be seen the true winners and losers of that. But again, I kind of said last week, it's kind of a much ado about nothing. I think there was kind of a lot of moving pieces that went around, but there's only like really one or two, maybe significant game changers that happened. But we'll take a peek there, down the road and see how it pans out. And then let's jump over to the power rankings real quick. I'm going to share that. We'll take a look at Fantasy Pros first. So here's the Fantasy Pros stats. So power rankings for this week. I just updated it as well. So this is all updated even after the trades. Right now, still your boy, number one, Skunky D, the one and only Skunk All-Stars, sitting atop the board. As far as Dynasty rankings, H-Town K-Dogs coming in second. And then Pits of Despair still sitting there in third. South Beach Explorers is trying to creep up the ranks. He's doing everything possible that he can. He's my week one opponent. He is doing everything he can to try to battle out Skunky D. We'll see what happens there. But again, I like this Fantasy Pros. This is free. You can do one league, sync one league for each sport free. And you can look here and you can see kind of the positional strengths and weaknesses of each team. It's really kind of good as a commissioner. I think if you could share this data, with the league, that's good. You should definitely do it. But if you're trying to kind of look and kind of get a feel for your league and what's going on, you can definitely do that over here on Fantasy Pros. And then let's take a peek at Draft Sharks. Let's see, Draft Sharks. I just resynced this one as well, so we can just do a quick update on these and make sure we got the most up-to-date information. And it's pretty cool. It goes right into updating those. So here we are. 3D value, that's how they use their performance value metrics for each player, and then they add that up and rank it. We can look at my team to see why it ranks me as number one. So it's ranking me as number one. Eddie Ha, their ranking is number two, right behind me. H-Town K-Dogs is third here on this platform. Meet the Robinsons. So very close. Really, the biggest difference between here and Fantasy Pros is that Draft Sharks is moving up Eddie Ha as the number two in the power rankings. That's really the major difference there. Other than that, this is pretty much the same because me, H-Town K-Dogs, Meet the Robinsons, South Beach Explorers are all right there. I think pretty much identical for the most part. They just rank Eddie Haas' team for four-star guts a little bit higher. For whatever the reasoning is. We could probably do a whole nother video breaking down that. But here's his team. So you kind of see he's got number one quarterback. They're saying Pat Mahomes, Joe Burrow. Yeah, makes sense. Running back, tight end, picks. So yeah, so there's some good breakdown there. And again, picks. I'm not sure how Fantasy Pros values the picks too. I kind of know how Draft Sharks does it. So maybe that could be some of the differences there as well. Maybe the value of the picks are a little bit different. But that's the power rankings for No Gus No Glory this week. Again, your boys still sitting atop. They're all trying to creep up. Nobody will trade with me. Nobody will trade. Or if they do want to do trades, it's not anything that really, I think, it doesn't give me enough. It brings me down, and it just brings them up very incrementally. Like it doesn't bring them up very much. So it's like it doesn't make any sense. Like I need a good solid running back. It could be A minus tier, B plus tier, maybe even a B tier. And I'd give up some picks, man. That's really where I'm at right now, or maybe give up maybe some of these younger guys on my team. But nobody's really willing to do that. I haven't been able to put any deals together. So hopefully that'll change and we'll be able to do that. But I did put out the new, announced last week the new league, the new platform that we have is dynastyballer.com. There are sleeper app leagues. We are running them a Dynasty league, so we are doing startups right now. We got one drafting Monday, so there are a couple spots left. So make sure you check out dynastyballer.com. So what it is it's a Dynasty league. We're going to do a fast draft, 1 minute picks on Monday. So we'll have the full draft done, veterans and rookies. You'll be able to do waiver wire, trade, add drop people, do all the stuff that you normally do in any league. Up until the start of the NFL season. Once the NFL season kicks off, all the teams are locked. We move into best ball format. and Sleeper will auto optimize your roster throughout the season. Once the season's over, then rosters will unlock again. We go back to trading and adding people, and then we'll have a supplemental rookie draft every year. So it's really fun. So it's a fun one you can jump into. The buy-in's $20. The payouts are pretty fun. You got a 1 in 3 or 1 in 4 chance to be in the money, depending on if you finish in the top 3 and also become the points leader. So you can kind of look over that. The breakdown, all the league structure, all the info you need is over on dynastyballer.com. And speaking of that, let's check this out.
We lit the draft room fire, 20 names on the board. Vets and rookies both collide. Every pick a sharpened sword. 10 starters live for glory, 10 more waiting in reserve. No trades, no waivers, just the power of your nerve. Lock it at kickoff, then we let the magic fly. Auto set the lineup, watch the scoreboard multiply. We are the Dynasty Ballers, champions in the making. Best ball every Sunday, hear the ground keep shaking. Draft once, then we lock it. Legends never fade. DynastyBaller.com, claim your place today. From July till post Super Bowl, our cycle never ends. Spring rookie rounds replenish every owner's best friends. Inverse order magic, restock the pipeline true. Every season we resurrect, build a roster made for you. No more weekly stress, we let the Sundays do the talking. Sit back, feel the rush. Every point we're all, we are the Dynasty Ballers, champions in the making. Best ball every Sunday, feel the earth keep quaking. Draft once, then we lock it. Legacies are made. DynastyBaller.com, locking your parade. Discord in the background, community alive. Skunk is on the live stream, watch this city ignite. YouTube, TikTok highlights, every moment's on display. We're the heartbeat of the league, lighting up your every play. We are the Dynasty Ballers, history redefined. Best ball every Sunday, watch your stars align. One draft, one destiny, legends never sway. DynastyBaller.com, join the league today.
And we're back. We're back, baby. DynastyBaller.com. Make sure you head over there, check it out. Deep dive into all the really cool stats or all the settings that we have on there. I think it's going to be a super fun format. Again, it's no kicker, no DST, Dynasty format, super flex, tight end premium. You go in, you can do all your normal Dynasty stuff throughout the preseason. Once the regular season kicks off, we lock everything and it goes into best ball format. I think it's going to be super fun. Again, if you're in a lot of leagues and you got a lot to manage throughout the season, I was in 14 leagues last year. I know some of you are in, I think Eddie Hot told me was 100. He has like spreadsheets to keep track of all his leagues. Is too much going on. So I didn't want to add a bunch more stress, but I wanted to add some more fun Dynasty aspects to it. Or if you've never done Dynasty, it's a really good way to check it out. But now this brings us to our Ask Skunk community trade Q&A. These are all the different live stream questions that we had, all the different things in Discord. And remember, you can go over to X, do hashtag Ask Skunk. You can ask a question there as well. And I will be glad to answer that for you. But you can ask on any of the live streams that you see. Ask it. I might not, it might be a replay, so I might not be there obviously to answer it, but I will answer it on Tuesdays. So we're going to go to Sir Brooks 2 coming from YouTube. He asked a couple last week as well. We answered his. We got Joe Burrow for a 110. Joe Burrow plus a 110 for Stroud plus a 107. So analysis, Joe Burrow is a top 5 superflex quarterback with some rushing and passing ceiling. Um, and, and and here's the thing: he did amazingly well last year. He was in the No Guts No Glory, for example. He was the number one player. Period. He was the number one player last year in our format. But I don't think he's going to necessarily be able to repeat that. Okay, he's still got a good offense. He's still got all that. But I don't know if you can get to another 5,000 yard passing. Not many people have done that. Only like Tom Brady and a few people have done that, back to back like that. So I don't know if Joe Burrow is going to be able to do it. Stroud, he did great his rookie year. Right, I picked him up actually as a backup quarterback to Pat Mahomes that year, and I won my league. But last year he was a little bit of disappointment, so he had a sophomore slump for sure. I think in this scenario, just based on what we know, I know it's going to be tough for Burrow to replicate that. But even if Burrow's a little bit light, I think he still comes in pretty strong. And then I don't think Stroud's going to have enough to be able to do it. I'm going to 100% have to say here, hold Burrow, or if you're getting Burrow, yeah, definitely do that trade to get Burrow. Burrow, and you're just basically kind of almost flipping a pick because it's not that. I don't think there's going to be that much of a difference between a 110 and 107. If you're talking 2025 or 2026, I think you're okay. 2027, now that's the year of the Arch Manning. I hold more value there. So that we'd have to maybe adjust that a little bit if that's the case. But I would say Burrow in this case, stick with Burrow. Eddie Ha just made a comment on one of the YouTube streams we were talking about the Brock Bowers, Jahmyr Gibbs. He thought Brock Bowers got traded away too cheap. I don't think so. I think Jahmyr Gibbs is. I think the fact that he got Jahmyr Gibbs out of that deal is more than enough. I feel. Could be wrong, but that's just my thoughts. Pie Guy, Dude Man on YouTube wanted to know George Pickens versus CeeDee Lamb targets. That's a good question, right? That's a good question. So I think, just some projections that I have, 8 to 10 targets for Pickens, 8 to 10. If you can pick up 8 to 10 a game, that would be great. Lamb, 12 to 14. So Pickens is probably a buy low right now. His current ADP, but obviously Lamb is the wide receiver one, no doubt about it. And then his B question is 16 team super flex Dak plus a 2026 plus 2027 first versus Drake May plus Christian Watson plus Rashid Rice plus a late 2027 second. Again, we're going with that 2027 first, which could be Arch Manning. So, I would say if you can be on that Dak 2026, 2027 first, I think honestly, to be fair, if you're going, you can get some kind of win now with Dak, and then you build up that 2026, 2027. That's going to have the proven floor. If you're contending, that's contending gold with those two those two first round picks. Drake May, there's some good. You're kind of building some depth. Rashid Rice is phenomenal. Again, if he's not going to have anything holding him back. But you're going to have that late second. You're giving up that first. And Christian Watson, I think, could do well. I think he's with Houston now, right? So he could do well there. Again, it goes back to Stroud. Kind of had a little rough year last year. So I'm going to go with Dak in those first, man. You got to go with that. That's what I would go with. And then this comes from War Rocket 99 on YouTube. Travis Hunter plus Geno Smith plus a 2026 second for Pat Mahomes. Travis Hunter plus Geno plus a 2026 second for Pat Mahomes. Now, if we look at last year in just a regular league, Geno Smith, I think, had more points than Pat Mahomes throughout the whole year, right? But Pat Mahomes this year, I think they're gonna have to move to a high flying offense. I think they have to get back into really pushing the ball down the field. They got Rasheed Rice back. Pacheco's looking good and strong. They got Kelsey. They got Noah Gray. They got Hollywood Brown. They got Xavier Worthy, right? They got all the pieces back as long as everybody stays healthy to be able to move the ball now. So I think if you really are high on Travis Hunter, which I think it remains to be seen, I do have a Travis Hunter jersey, but I think it remains to be seen how much he's going to play in offense. We need to know that. We just don't know that yet. Geno Smith was good last year with Seattle. We don't know what he's going to do with the Raiders in a second pick. I think my gut is telling me hang on to Pat Mahomes or get Pat Mahomes. I think you should get Pat Mahomes. I think you should do that. He's a top tier QB. He's rated up there right now with Burrow. He's probably in that top 4, top 5 ranking. So I probably would say it's going to be Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, then Pat Mahomes this year. So that's probably a good move. I would get Pat Mahomes if you can. I know you're giving up Hunter and Geno, but that 2026 second, I don't know if it's going to be that huge of a deal. Pat Mahomes will be a game changer. Do it, dude. Do it, War Rocket 99. Sir Brooks, the 2 is back again. He wants to know McLaurin plus a 104 for Amon Ra. Should he add a third? Amon Ra target share near 22%. McLaurin's floor strong, but ceiling is capped. I think you should do it. I think you should include it mid-third to close the value gap. Just get a deal done. And then Blue on YouTube said Bijan Robinson and Rome Odunze versus Treylon Burks, Brandon Ayuk, and Isaac Pacheco. Bijan, dude, locked in running back 1, probably like running back 1, not just like we would say running back 1, but like legit the overall running back 1, probably, right? Him or Jahmyr Gibbs. I would lean more towards Bijan personally. Odunze could be wide receiver 1, a dynasty upside. I would take Bijan and Odunze for immediate impact. That's what I would do. That's just where I'm at. I think Pacheco's okay. Ayuk, we don't know. So yeah, definitely Bijan Rome. Easy B on YouTube wants to know Josh Downs plus a 26 and 27 second for Brian Robinson and Jake Ferguson. Robinson, could he be a 3-down bell cow in Washington still? I mean, he got hurt a couple times last year. Could be. Ferguson, I think, could be really good now that Dak's back. Obviously, we kind of talked about that. I would say go with Brian Robinson and Jake Ferguson. If you're contending right now, you need to be able to get in there and get the action. If you're looking for a rebuild, you're looking to build some value. Josh Downs could be okay. There's too many questions there in Indy. I'm going to go in this one. I'm surprising myself. I'm going to go with Brian Robinson, who I don't have a lot of high hopes on, and Jake Ferguson. I kind of have a little bit more on him. So that's where I'm going to go with that one. And again, those 26 and 27 are only seconds. So, I mean, they're okay. They're like, probably a quarter or at least a third of the value of a first for what I would rank them. Okay, Ryan Santoro on YouTube. He wants to know a 26 second plus a 27 second for Tyreek Hill. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think so. I think you can make that case, right? You're kind of giving up. Not again, like I just said, not a crazy value. If those were first, then yeah, I would say no, don't do that. But yeah, for seconds, if you can get a second and a second for 2 years out for Tyreek Hill, yeah, do it. Tyreek's 30, but he's still elite. He's still got elite volume share. He's still got elite points per game. 2 seconds are a fair price for sure. Especially if it's tight end premium super flex, yeah, do it. Chill on YouTube wants to know, question, late round sleepers, Amari Cooper, Tyler Lockett, Keenan Allen, Calvin Austin III, Deontay Johnson. Who am I thinking there? I think kind of the floor is going to be Cooper and Allen. They might be able to secure 8+ targets a week. Boom, bust, Lockett's, health risk, Austin III, Deontay, kind of upside darts. Verdict, I'm going to say Cooper, Allen for stability, dart on Austin III in deeper leagues. We kind of need to see where Keenan Allen's going to land. That'll be interesting to see. I think obviously there's some opportunity in Pittsburgh for another wide receiver. So, we'll just have to wait and see. And that goes right into the next question by Mr. Grapefruit on YouTube. He wants to know, where will Keenan Allen land? So I think it could be Pittsburgh. Maybe it could be Philly. It could be New Orleans, just because they need a little bit more. He's a mid-floor, wide receiver 3, redraft flex, Dynasty. Buy low if landing spot yields A+ targets. You can try to get him, but monitor the landing spot. So it's just monitor that. Buy when the contract gets finalized if it's somebody that you think can help you out. But it's all going to come down to landing spot, I think. And where that will be, I just don't know. If he lands in Pitt, I'm not buying. If he lands in Philly, maybe. If he lands in New Orleans, I don't know. I got to see more about Tyler Shuck, see what he can really do. Now, also, Ravens last year added Deontay Johnson, right? So they added him, and it didn't work out there. Just it didn't mesh well. He had a bad attitude, and they didn't play him. Could Keenan Allen go there? I mean, he can make an impact there, potentially. So we'll have to wait and see. But I do want to thank all of you first off for watching this. I really appreciate everybody that has provided support of the show. And you can do that by subscribing, follow us, share, ring that bell if you're on YouTube. I really appreciate that. So you never miss a beat. All of our links, including social and Discord, are on warskunk.com. You can also find them in the description of these videos typically. But I really appreciate everybody that's been supporting, watching the shows, sharing our content. We're on TikTok. We have a lot of short form social media on there, and Instagram. We also are on Threads. We're live streaming on X, YouTube, Facebook, Kick, and there's a fourth one too. What am I thinking of? Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, X, and Kick. Yeah. And then, of course, we have all those other platforms. So make sure you do that. I really appreciate that. If you just take a minute, just takes a second for you to go over there, pop on, click those links, like them, subscribe, do all the stuff you need to do. Really appreciate it. But that is an official wrap on episode 2 of Trade Talk Tuesdays. Thank you for coming out for the second episode. Again, morrisclaim.com, $5 redraft leagues. We're going to be drafting this Thursday, 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern time. We'll be drafting there, so make sure you check it out. That league is filled, but we do have some upcoming $5 redraft leagues on warskunk.com that are available, so make sure you head over to warskunk.com and jump in one of those leagues with us. $5 to buy in. It's super fun. Dynastyballer.com, again, we just launched that. We almost had the first league filled. We're going to be drafting on Monday, 10 p.m. Eastern time. Make sure you check out the stream, and if you want to jump in on one of those spots, head over to dynastyballer.com. It is a full dynasty up until the preseason, all the way up until kickoff. Then it moves into best ball format, so pretty fun. $20 to get in. Really cool payout structure there. So if you want to head over there, you can be in our inaugural, very first ever Dynasty Baller League. We'll probably have a couple more of those going throughout the summer and into the fall. But jump into this first one. I think it's going to be a great experience. And again, we're going to stream all of them, so that part's always fun. And then finally, I will look forward to seeing you all here again next Tuesday, God willing, for Trade Talk Tuesdays. Make sure you are dropping your trade questions in the live stream chat. Even if I'm not available to answer them, just drop them in there, and I will pull those back up. Pull them out back up from the log, and I'll be glad to answer them every Tuesday. Thank you so much, and hopefully we'll get some guests here from No Guts No Glory will join us soon. But until then, have a great rest of your week. See you guys on Thursday for the next draft. I'm going to leave you guys with my favorite, Josh Allen. You know I got to.
Skunkadelic All-Stars, we're setting the stage. Dynasty draft night, we're turning the page. First round pick 2 in the room went wild. QB1 on the clock, Buffalo's golden child. You've lit up Orchard Park, now you light our league. We're building an empire, no limits, no fatigue. Welcome to the team, Mr. Allen. Number 2 overall, first QB in our plan, yeah. In the No Guts, No Glory draft, you're our rising star. Skunkadelic All-Stars, gonna take you far. PPR power, big play king, you'll scramble, connect. connect, watch the scoreboard ring. Milestone bonuses, every yard we cheer. With Josh under center, victory's near. Deep benches stocked, Dynasty on lock. With you at the helm, we're ready to rock. Welcome to the team, Mr. Allen. Number 2 overall, first QB in our plan, yeah. In the no guts, no glory draft, you're our rising star. Skunkadelic all-stars, gonna take you far. From the first pick buzz to our league-wide dream, you're the heartbeat of our squad, let's reign supreme. Live streams, loud cheers, every play you are.